Hi guys, Kaiser here. Welcome back to Iron Kaiser Gaming, and welcome to the dumbest arena game that I have ever played. This was a game that I played live on my Twitch stream. I do have a Twitch channel. I don't have any particular schedule, but every once in a while I just decide, hey, let's go live, see what kind of games we can get while people are watching live. And every once in a while you run across gold like this one. So I have a link to the Twitch account below. Check it out. Follow that if you like to follow Twitch channels. And if you enjoy these videos, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you that likes, subscribes, follows, that whole thing. I really enjoy it. Anyway, like I said, this was the dumbest arena game I have ever played. And let's talk about it. Again, we're on arena. I am in the red. I randomed into the Vietnamese, which was an interesting situation. I'm not used to the Vietnamese, so I'm thinking, okay, well, what civilization, what should I go? Archers seem obvious. I do have the elephant bonus as well. I believe with their unique tech, they get additional HP, if I remember right, for their Vietnamese battle elephants. So, I was thinking, okay, that's an option. I could go sort of generic knights. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I know I want to go fast castle, whatever that is. And meanwhile, my opponent, Seldorn, in the blue, playing as the Byzantines, a classic late-game civilization, and a little bit scary for me as a Vietnamese player, because I'm thinking, you know, I don't know what sort of composition I'm dealing with, just because, you know, off the Civ. If you're playing the Franks, I would know he's going Cav. If you're playing the Britons, I would know he's focusing archers. But the Byzantines can do anything, right? Not to mention, of course, they had the cheaper trash. So if I try to go gold heavy, like I go heavy into archers, he can counter me with skirmishers very effectively, right? So definitely starting off this game a little bit scared. Not to mention the fact that I'm not the best arena player in general. I just finished losing my last arena match on stream. And in a heartbreaking fashion, too. I was winning the game, and I just failed to make the necessary transition in order to close the game off right. And my opponent clawed his way back and beat me. And so I was definitely feeling down about arena going into this match. The early moves are pretty typical for both of us. I'm going to speed up a little bit. But I'm thinking, all right, some kind of fast castle strategy. So, typical fast castle plays something like 27 to 29 villagers. And, you know, I'm just focusing in. I've got 4 on wood, up to 12 on food. 8 vills, well, actually 9 vills on food under the town center. I've got 4 vills on berries. And I believe I'm going to move a 5th one onto berries now. Yes, I got 5 on berries, 9 on sheep and boar. Got 1 guy on... No, I'm so sorry. Staying with 4 on wood. Putting up some farms. And I'm doing that because I have a tendency to run out of food early. So just a couple of farms. Not many, but just 1 or 2. Throw them down in order to supplement that food production. Because farms just keep going. The thing is, you can put more vills on sheep, more vills on boar, more vills on berries, but eventually those run out. The farms, that's your long-term food production game plan. So I like to get a couple going fast. Currently, I'm doing pretty well against my opponent, Seldorn. $27 vills for me. Seldorn teching up with 24 vills. That seems to me to be a mistake if you're playing in the typical arena fashion. I think 24 vills is too few. And you're not going to be able to transition into the next age well or with enough resources to take advantage of the Castle Age tech up. And Castle Age is so vitally important in arena because you can't really break through stone walls with scouts, or, oh, I mean, you can. You could do like a tower rush and try to get in that way, but most of the time you want to try to get up into the Castle Age and start fighting that way. It's a very dangerous thing to try to win a war in Arena on the Feudal Age. Alright, I'm going up to the Feudal Age with 31 Vils. This is a little bit greedy of me. I stayed in the Dark Age maybe a little bit too long. My opponent, Seldorn, going up to Castle Age with only 24 Vils. What's the game plan here? And you will notice, wait a minute, 11 Vils that were on stone. Scout fight taking off here. I do not let the scout into my base. And I fail to see 9 villagers. Moving forward. I do have the resources to immediately take up the next age. And this is a little scary. Okay, let's slow down. Yeah, he's castle dropping me. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe if I get out a spearman, I can stall this, slow it down. I'm hoping my spears can do enough to maybe keep this thing from going up. I try to put up a tower too. Maybe I can get some kills here, you know? I take out a scout. But no, it's not enough. So we're in trouble. That watchtower ultimately proved a waste of stone and wood. I did not get any kills there. I killed a scout, but I have lost several spearmen. 5 spearmen and my own scout in exchange. Yeah, this is a little scary. And at this point, I'm sweating bullets. I'm going up to the Castle Age, and I'm producing spearmen because I'm thinking, what is he likely to do to me? He's opening the gates. Right, I've already got a hole in my wall, but the castle will make more holes in no time. So holes are going down. What do I need to be prepared for in order to try to push this back? I'm trying to stay calm because, again, and you can actually see the Vil counts here that back this up. Whenever you have an opponent investing in some sort of early aggression, they send Vils forward to drop a castle, for example, that means that there are fewer Vils at home working the resources. So I'm hoping, and indeed I do, I have more food, I have more gold. Well, okay, he has a little bit more gold, but I have more working on gold. I have more on stone right now. My economy looks better than his does in the snapshot, but he's got the castle, so I've got to be ready to defend against something. But it could be archers, it could be knights, it could be cataphracts. I'm thinking knights or cataphracts, and so I'm going to get a monastery up fast. That's sort of my thinking. That's my game plan. Seldorn. You know, doing something that I really admire and something I wish I did more often. Taking advantage of the outposts in order to see what's going on the map. Love it. Another outpost going up in my own base. You hate it. You just hate it. Alright. What I'm trying not to do is go heavy into archers yet. And the reason why is because I figured for the Vietnamese, the archer is the obvious strategy. Knowing that the Byzantine player has the cheaper trash units, I did not want him to get an easy win buying skirmishers and wiping out my archers with a skirmisher horde and just winning the game like that. So instead, I'm going battle elephants. Building my economy up at home. Seldorn has more idle TC time, but he's only behind by 3 Vils at this point. 4 now. Gotta get that economy going. I'm waiting for him to make the next move before I figure out what should I be building, right? And that might be a mistake, honestly. I probably should, instead of these elephants, should have gone knights. And look at this. He doesn't come in with another military, you know, with some army. No. He comes in with a second castle. I'm really happy about this moment right here. Here comes a cataphract. I see it, and I decide, drop the relic. Let's try to get a conversion off. Boom. Yes, your cataphract is mine now. That certainly doesn't hurt. But while I'm making these sweet moves over here and kind of getting a little saucy against my opponent here, and thanks for the cataphract. Meanwhile, my opponent is about to hit me with the "You're welcome" by dropping a castle, a second castle right in my base. He's got monks of his own up. Perfect counter to elephants. I cannot stop this. I mean, what am I doing here? Yeah, now he's got an elephant. I'm really surprised he did not hit me back with a thanks of his own. He should have. And I would have had to laugh it off and say, yeah, you're right, good play, good play. I finally realized I need to go into knights instead, and so I start focusing knights instead of elephants. It's just the speed. The mobility that a knight brings is more useful in a situation like this. In many situations, not all, but in many situations, the mobility of a knight is better than the extra strength, the HP, and the attack power of a battle elephant. So I'm definitely worried. My main town center is under castle fire. I've got 2 TCs now pushed back into the wood line. Monks converting things left and right. Or trying to, anyway. Being distracting. Here we go, here we go. Can I get the kills? Can I get the kills? One. Oh no, the knight goes down. Oh, and look at that, no. He gets his cataphract back along with my knight. Ah, look at this, look at this. No, my elephant goes down. I have monks of my own reconverting units. So right now we're just converting units back and forth, back and forth. I am feeling really desperate right now. Main town center's in trouble. My elephant dies. I've only got the one relic up. And here we go. I'm building a defensive castle that I'm hoping will, at the very least, you know, shut off his use of my stone. That's something, right? And rather than give me my elephant back, he deletes it. And here he goes. No more military. We don't need a military. No, a third castle. And he's shutting down my gold. Well, at least my gold over here. And now this is pathetic. We're converting villagers back and forth. Back and forth. Temporarily, I'm able to push him off of this third castle. But I feel like I'm on my last legs here. I'm really desperate. He's got to be winning this game by now, right? Well, the one thing I've got going for me, as I'm eyeballing the surrender button, is I can go up to the Imperial Age and I can try to treb this stuff down and hope that my economy is stronger than his. And, of course, we can see in the scoreboard, I actually do have 10 more vills than he does. 53 to 41, so 12 vills. But, you know, I don't know that in-game, of course, and I don't know that that's enough to counteract just the momentum that he's been able to get in this arena match. I have lost 11 vills. He's lost 2. Yeah, that elephant's not making it. This is not a good feeling. This is not a fun arena game at all. I can tell you that right now. But we're keeping ourselves alive, and that's sort of the main lesson. Something I've been trying to learn and pick up on is to stay focused, stay calm, kind of work your way backwards. You're going to win this game, right? So how are you going to win? And you have a vision for what are the next steps you have to take. And sometimes, not always by any means, but sometimes by staying focused, you can actually pull back a win. And so our strategy here is get up to Imperial first. I've got my fingers crossed that I am going up to Imp before he does. There it is. And I need to get trebuchets out. I'm sitting on thousands of wood that I'm not using. Let's sell that for some gold, get some more trebuchets out. And hope. Here it is. No, it's not enough for him. He's got to get up a 4th town center. But I get my revenge on these monks. With at least a couple of them going down. Down to 1 more. And now, he goes for redemption, and he's going to convert my stable. Oh, I did not see this coming. Is that not the most annoying thing ever? Alright, I've got 2 trebs in, and I decide 2 is enough to try to shut this castle down before it goes up. This is a really strange moment where that trebuchet was not taking castle fire until it unpacked. I guess the size of the unpacked treb is a little bit larger than the size of a packed one. But this is really useful for me because aside from the the castles themselves, he doesn't really have an army to stop these trebs from doing what they do best. And he's going to shut down my market. He's getting some scouts into my economy, which makes a lot of sense. Good move for him. He has taken, or at least almost taken. There it is. He's taken the Ville lead right now. But now it's sort of a reverse situation where, yes, he technically has a little bit more of an economic lead, barely. But the momentum is starting to swing in my favor now as the castles are going down one by one by one. He's getting stables up. I mean, he's got my stable. He has the siege workshop, which I believe was also converted. If I remember right, that was mine. No, that was his. He built that one. 2 castles down, and I'm starting to feel like I've actually got a chance here. You know. He hits Imp. I'm taking the eco lead back. And I realize, you know, once I've got up, how many do I have here? 3 trebs? I'm realizing I need to make sure that I have an army to back up these trebs. I don't want to make the same mistake that he did with the castles. You can't rely on castles alone to necessarily end you the game. You want a military to drive that nail home. So, I decide to lead into the Rattan archers. They're a good unit in mass against most things that he would throw at me. I just have to worry about skirmishers, but Rattan archers would beat his archers. They will defeat his knights in mass. They will do a great job against monks. So Rattan archers make a lot of sense here, in my opinion. He's going to try to convert my barracks. Try has nothing to do with it. Seldorn has my barracks. Here we go. This is a fun moment. You know, one of the reasons why archers counter monks, it's not just about range. It's also because the monk's strength is in mass. Losing a single archer... I've been saying monks. Archers counter monks because... Moment of silence for my monks here. That's a pretty cool moment. 2 knights down, 3rd knight gets converted. Feel pretty good about that. But, you know, a monk converting a single archer doesn't really do a whole lot to the strength of the overall ball. The death ball. That's a lucky conversion for him. But, even with this knight running around a little bit, you really can't do a whole lot against... He's losing his trips here. And at this point, I've got 53 vills, his 52. The game is on. We actually get to play some Age of Empires now, instead of this weird castle offense, defense minigame, whatever this thing was, that had my 2 town centers pushed back to the very edge of the map. I'm so nervous at this point in the game. I feel good. I feel like I'm winning this, but I'm so afraid of what's coming next, you know? Because I know I can't turn around and end the game. I can't rush to his base. We've got to take this slow and sure. Ah, yeah. Capped ram. I realize at this point, I'm going heavy into archers. He has a siege workshop in my base. I need to make sure he doesn't hit me with some mangonel onager and wipe out my archers. And so you'll actually see a couple of the trebuchets get pulled back to deal with that siege workshop. Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm thanking my lucky stars that he did not take advantage of his map control in order to get the relics. Because games are so often won or lost, including the last arena game I played, on the back of who has the relics. Who can stall the other one out longer. Getting a couple of knights as backup, because I know if I go heavy into archers, he's going to want to go skirmishers. Speak of the devil, there they are, 9 skirmishers, right? I think something else that you're noticing too, I have lost 24 villagers, he's lost 2, but I actually have a tied economy right now. And moment of silence here. Yeah. The Rattan archers have extra pierce armor, which helps against skirms, but really my saving grace here is skirmishers don't do much against trebuchets. So this castle will go down. And the knights can do what they do best. I hate this moment. I hate this moment right here. I think I destroyed the castle, but I'm wrong. Anyway, even though he's killed so many more vills, he went all in on 1 town center. Now, I like that move. I really appreciate all in 1 town center plays. But if you're going to go with 1 town center, you got to make sure that you can deliver that killing blow. And now that Sildorn is on the defensive, and here he's got a couple of camels, which do great against knights, but they don't have a lot of pierce armor. So camels, you know, my Rattan archers are great against them. I just got to set it up to where my archers can kill the camels. Oof. Just keep the pressure going. Oh no, run! Run! Ah, he goes down again. And what on earth is happening here? I'm misplaying my military a little bit here. You want to get the Rattan archers to attack the camels, and you want to get the knights to attack the skirmishers. I realize that the knights aren't going to be enough. I need something with some range to deal with these skirmishers. Mangonel are coming out to that end. But see here, I've got 2 town centers, and he's got the 1. And so I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job rebuilding my economy and gearing up for this next phase of the war better than my opponent. We've got 10 Rattan archers. He has 25 skirmishers and 7 camels. But I have battle elephants. And battle elephants are wonderful as a tanky front line in order to just, you know, hold a front while you let other units do the damage. Mobility is not as important when you've got a well-established front line. Oh, yeah. I see the market, and I figure, hey, I'm back here anyway. Why not just grab that? Building another market of my own, so I can deal with the thousands of food that I'm floating. Picking up the Onager upgrade. Once you're in the Imperial Age, you really need to pick up your Mangonel techs in order to make them useful against late age units. Onagers, heavy Onagers, the Siege Engineer tech in the University makes them so much more effective than just your base Castle Age Mangonel. And now he's forced into a situation where he's the one having to do the careful dancing. Because if he tries to go in against the Mangonel with his camels, he'll get shot down by my archers. And he doesn't want that. But if he tries to go in and deal with the archers with the skirmishers, he runs the risk of losing everything to my Mangonel, or my Onagers. So here we go. This is a big moment right here. KDA snapshot. I got 46 kills to his 82 kills. Boom. Archers firing away. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, yes. And all of a sudden, the KDA is tied. Oh, he's losing the camels. Even though camels counter cavalry units, the Vietnamese elephants are just so tanky. Elite Rattan Archer coming in alongside Thumbring and Chemistry. They're going to be way more potent. I see him building up, you know, buildings in order to get that late game post-Imperial churn going. I hate that, and I'm going to try to shut that down as quickly as possible. And now he's confused. What do? He's producing skirms. Look at all those skirmishers. And this is where kind of a hidden moment for the Vietnamese comes in. The Vietnamese can see their opponent's town center right at the start of the game, and what that meant, I thought it was useless for Arena. But it turns out what that means is I can actually attack his TC without having to go in and scout it first. So I get knights into his economy. I want to drop a castle in his base as kind of a bit of revenge. You get, oh, yep, more, the onagers go down, skirms go. I have all the momentum here, the stronger economy, the stronger military. And before I can get the castle up, Seldorn goes ahead and calls the GG, and that is the end of the most ridiculous arena game ever for me. You know, I want to say something like, never give up, never surrender. The truth is, there are definitely games where, you know, there is no coming back. Your opponent has pushed the advantage too far. There's nothing to be done, and surrendering in a game like that is the right call to make. But be careful that you don't call it too soon. Just because you're feeling pressure doesn't mean you're losing. And even if you are losing, it doesn't mean that you've lost. This game was like that, where it felt a lot of pressure, but there was still a path to victory. And as long as you see a possible path to victory, take your shot at it. And in this case, I was able to pull it off. What a crazy game. My hat is off to you, Seldorn. You play Arena the way I like to. I much prefer playing Arena with that kind of go in, try to get the win as soon as possible sort of game style. I like that, but this time I was able to pull off the win. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. It was a lot of fun to play. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Again, check out my Twitch stream in the description below. Maybe you'll catch me playing live sometime and I can say hello to you. For now, this is the Iron Kaiser signing off.